Hey science lovers, it's Becky with Lab Rat Academy, and today I am taking a hike at the Cowell Redwood State Park. I'm super excited because I love the redwoods. We're just going to take a beautiful jaunt in this amazing redwood grove, and let's check to see what we can find on the trail. Look what I found. This is an elderberry tree, and you can see that the berries get ripe when they get this kind of dusty, powdery stuff on the outside of them, and they're purple. And I've actually made elderberry jam out of this before. Ooh, little tart things. You just add sugar, make some jam, super fun. So I am currently walking down one of the trails of Cowell State Park, and this is a temperate rainforest. And normally when I think of rainforest, I think of like tropical, like in the Caribbean or in Hawaii. But this is a coastal redwood forest where there's this 5 to 25 miles between the Pacific Ocean and inland in California and Oregon that we have these amazing redwood trees in this area. And that's why this is a temperate rainforest. And in this temperate rainforest, there's not actually a lot of rain that we get in this rainforest. Actually, 25 to 50% of the moisture that comes into this area is because of fog. These redwood trees are able to condense the fog in their leaves, and it drips it down to their roots in the ground, and that's how they get their moisture. That is so fascinating, such an amazing adaptation. In these amazing redwood trees, these are called Sequoia sempervirens. They have something interesting called tannic acid inside of their bark, which causes that cinnamony color of their bark, and that has the ability to fight off insects and fungus and also fire in this amazing bark of this Sequoia sempervirens. So although most fires cannot penetrate the thick bark of this amazing tree, there are some fires that are so intense that it can burn through and it shoots up the middle of the tree where the bark cannot protect it. But sometimes if there is enough living tissue still around the outside, it can continue to grow even though some of the inside is actually burnt out. That's an amazing way to survive and thrive even though there's been a fire in the area. Really tall trees like the redwoods have amazing root systems because to be able to stand that tall, they send their roots out laterally, sideways instead of down deep, because then they connect them to other redwoods in the area and they hold themselves in a tight network so that they don't fall over in the wind. You can see this one actually. This is the fallen redwood tree, and its roots are shallow this direction instead of pointing out this way. Hey science lovers, it's Becky with Lab Rat Academy, and I'm in the Cowell State Park and in front of the giant right here. I am actually a long ways from the giant. How far away am I? I don't know, about 100 yards. And you can see that this tree right here, this redwood, this is a Sequoia sempervirens. It goes up 270 feet tall. That's like 25-story building, and it's 17 feet wide. Now this thing, considering that it came from a seed the size of an oatmeal flake, to be able to grow this tall is so amazing. And this thing produces about 10 million seeds per year. That is a lot, but only 5 to 10% of those actually germinate, find a place to settle down in the soil and to regrow. Hey guys, check out this remains of a tree right here. Although the tree is dead, even though something is dying, this is actually not going to go to waste. We have a lot of things happening. It's called decomposing. We have this life cycle of how sunlight comes to the earth. It gets devoured by the plants, and we eat the plants, and then we die, and then we have these decomposers that eat our body, and then all of our nutrients go back to the soil, and it begins the whole cycle again. So you can see that this plant is over thousands of years decomposing from things like bugs and beetles and fungi. These are all decomposers that are necessary to take the nutrients of dead things and recycle it back into the earth so that it can produce new life again. This is called a albino redwood. And as you can see, it does not have the green that a plant needs to be able to grow. Because remember, a plant absorbs sunlight and it takes the water and the carbon dioxide and then breaks those down and makes the sugars to be able to make the plant grow. That's the energy. However, this plant, because it doesn't have that chlorophyll that can take that sunlight, it cannot produce its own sugars. And you're wondering, how can this actually survive? Well, as you can see, it's actually tapping into its mother tree. This cannot survive on its own because it cannot produce its own sugars. So it's unable to live on its own. So it taps into the roots of its mother tree and it takes from her resources to be able to survive. Come in closer and get a better look at this. Isn't this gorgeous? Snowy white. Albino, meaning there's no pigmentation, no chlorophyll. It reflects all the light and that is not able to absorb any for itself. Hey science lovers, it's Becky with Lab Rat Academy, and check out what I am sitting on. I am sitting on the stump of a big mama tree. This is the redwood tree that we're sitting on, and you're on one side of the mama tree and I am on the other side of the mama tree. But this mama tree has been cut down, but as you can see, her next generation of baby trees has come up from the roots that were actually still surviving after she was cut down. This is one of the amazing ways that a redwood tree propagates, not just from the seeds, but by the roots that go out and shoots come up. But this is called a fairy ring. When you see a circle of baby trees coming around the outside of where a mama tree used to live. Hey guys, check out this tree. This looks really weird, but these are one of the fascinating things about redwood trees. They have these things called burls, which are unsprouted, kind of unbudded, dormant buds that kind of grow from the side of the tree. And it just kind of looks like this gnarly stuff that's just ungrown buds. And sometimes we have little sprouts that do finally actually come out to the side when this tree dies. And that's how they propagate. There he is. That is a raven. And other than that sound, there's really not a lot of other birds in this area. I hear a couple, but not as many as you would normally hear in this area. There's even a train. But what we have going on here is a strange way that these redwoods in this redwood grove protect themselves. They have something called tannin, which is a tannic acid inside of their bark that prevents bugs from getting in. So, what do you think? There is not a lot of bugs in this area because they cannot eat the trees. But if there's no bugs, does that mean there are no birds to eat the bugs because there's no bugs that can eat the trees? No bugs, no birds. I am standing next to something amazing called a bay tree. It's called a California Bay Laurel. And these very fragrant, spicy leaves, if you crush them in your fingers, you can smell this amazing pungent aroma, which people normally use for cooking with. They actually use the other kind of species called the Italian bay, but this one also smells really strong. And the natives that live in this area use the bay nuts from this to make things like a coffee-like drink, and they also ground it up to make some flour. But these ones, these bay laurels that I have here in Santa Cruz, are not the ones I normally cook with. I actually cook with the Italian ones. I put it in my stews, I put it in soupy type things, sometimes in my spaghetti to give it a nice robust flavor. Science is so amazing. I love how we can just learn great things about how we can use leaves for our food, to flavor things, to make it more enjoyable to eat. I hope you guys learned something amazing, and God is so fun. I love his creation. I hope you guys have a great day. Bye-bye.